Hey folks, it's Caitlin, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I put in my journal for a week. I know I sound super stuffy and gross, but I have a cold, so hopefully you guys can understand me. This week I'm going to be journaling Sunday through Saturday. I skipped Monday just because I was way too busy. I'm currently journaling in a lined moleskin notebook. I'll have all the supplies that I used for this video linked down below in the description box. For this journal page, I'm going to be using Zebra Mildliners, my archival ink stamp pad, my Smashbox date stamp, as well as just like a normal black pen. For this page, I'm kind of going for a garden, kind of forest look. I'm going to start by sketching out just like a broad outline of what I want my greenery to look like, and then I'm going to color it in so that I can begin sketching out all the flowers. For all the greenery, I'm basically just adding a bunch of flowers and ferns and mushrooms, things of that nature to fill up the page and add a bit of character. Once I'm done with all that, I'm just going to stamp my date stamp and set it to the right date to make sure that I can have it all set up and ready to be written in. That's it for Sunday's page. Next I'm going to do Tuesday and Wednesday's page. For this journal page, I'm kind of going for an abstract, colorful look. I'll be using my archival ink stamp pad, my date stamp, as well as my Staedler colored pencils. Start out by picking just a few colors that I think will go well together. And then just drawing some generic shapes and doodles to fill in around the page. One thing about abstract art is there is literally no rules. So just basically do whatever you feel like you want to do. And usually it'll turn out pretty well. Secondly, I'm going to go in with my trusty black ink pen and put in some details because usually I like to add a little bit of pop in the page, and this page really wasn't cutting it for me, so I had to add in some details. After I am done with all that, I'm just going to finish by stamping my page with my date stamp. For today, I'm going to be doing 2 pages for 2 separate days, so I date stamped for each of those days accordingly. That's it for Tuesday and Wednesday's page. Now for Thursday. For Thursday's page, I'm kind of going for a travel-y look because I had a cool dinner with my friend of sushi, and so I really wanted to draw that out on a page. For this page, I'm going to be using my black ink pad, my date stamp, my black ink pen, and my Staedler colored pencils, as well as my Jane Davenport watercolor brush pens, which you'll see near the end of the layout. I'm going to start out with my black pen by just sketching out the sushi and how I want it to look. I'm going to try to add just a little bit of detail and then go back with the colored pencils and color it in. After I'm done coloring in the sushi, I'm going to take my watercolor brush pen in the color Beach and basically frame out the page as well as add some depth. Finally, after all that, I'm going to use my date stamp to stamp the date. And that's it for Thursday's page. Now for Friday. For Friday's page, I went ahead and blocked out some color with my watercolor brush pens so that I can draw on top of them and make them into crystals. For this page, I'm also going to be using my black ink pen, my black stamp pad, as well as my date stamp. For this page, I'm basically just sketching all of the crystal shapes with my black ink pen onto the page to make sure all of the crystal shapes are defined and nice. Next, I'm taking one of my watercolor pens in the color Jellyfish and basically just framing out the page on the other side with that. And as usual, I'm finishing up this page with a date stamp. Now that Friday's page is done, it's time for the last day of the week, Saturday. For Saturday's page, I'm going for a painted look with lots of flowers and greenery. I've gone ahead and primed the pages with the first layer of paint so that I can start on the next layers. For this page, I'll be using my black stamp pad, my date stamp, my acrylic paints, my Rigger Fineliner paintbrush, and my white ink pen. I've already taken the liberty to pre-portion out my paints into my disgusting and dirty palette so that you guys wouldn't have to watch that. First, I use Deep Violet to prime all of the surface of the page. Next, I used Deep Green Permanent to add all of the ferns and leaves. Brilliant Green Yellow to add a lot of highlight to that. Light Blue Violet for all the flowers. And Primary Yellow so that I could add lots of details as well. I also use all these paints from the Liquitex Basic Kit. So first I'm going to be coming in with my Deep Green Permanent to paint some ferns as well as just some doodly type flowers. I'm also going to be coming in later with some brilliant yellow-green to touch up on the highlights of that. Next, I'm going to be coming in with some light blue-violet to paint out the flowers in the corners, as well as to add some small flowers around the edges. After I'm done painting, I'm going to finish this page up with a date stamp. So that brings us to the end of the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe because there will be way more videos like that coming your way. That's it for today, so I will sign off of here. Peace and love to all of you.